All right, welcome. We're live. I have a lengthy show sheet for us. So we should all get excited, right? Are you guys excited?
Always.
What is that running water? You hear
That's my fish tank. I'm sorry. Here,
Your
let me get my
fish tank.
Yes.
Bruh.
Gotta keep the fish
Fucking
alive.
fish tank. Fucking fish tank is going right now. This is what I have to deal with today. Fucking fish. No, I'm kidding. I love you. All right, but
better?
other than your fish tank, yeah, it's fine. Other than your fish tank, how are you doing?
Not bad. This weekend was just pretty relaxing. Had a birthday party, and then rest of the time was just watching preseason football. And
I didn't watch
hopefully
a minute.
not really good for you.
No. Good for me, right?
Good for you.
Let's just say I spent time doing something more fun than that. But we can go ahead to the
No,
show sheet. Right?
I'm
Other than
hoping
after
I'm
we
not.
ask-
No,
Ryan,
I'm hoping
what
I'm
you
not
doing?
overreacting.
Well, if you are, we'll get to it.
Exactly.
Ryan,
Chill weekend, just like Conan. I didn't watch any preseason though, but I've kept up to date with it. I'm bummed about Matt Corral. That's what I'm really bummed about.
yeah, we'll get to that.
We will. But yeah, not that much going on. Just in here waiting. What is it? 3 weeks?
I know.
Yeah, we're
3
getting
weeks?
close. It's the home stretch.
It is 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's 2, isn't it? It's almost 2.
I think 2 from the Thursday.
2 from the Thursday. Yep. Then it's
I
Rams
believe,
Bills.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
Should start off with a bang.
yeah, if you're here, as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. We say that at the top of every show. I only say it because it's so important for the algorithm. But yeah, just do all of that. And then, we have the monetization thing. The super chats and stickers are available just like they are in the DLF show. So you can do that if you want. That would be really nice. But if not, it's no big deal. And then, a couple other things. So I actually did sign that agreement with Boost. So we'll be promoting them on the show starting in a couple of weeks, but that'll be something to look forward to. So just keep an eye out for that. I signed that today.
Nice.
And then, so I also have a Patreon promotion. I'll put up the link. So if you go to my Patreon for the rest of the month, I'll refund because I charge up front. So I'll refund the payment. So you can try it for free for the rest of the month. And then if you don't like it, just cancel it. And it is what it is. You don't have to pay anything. If you like it, then, you got a few days for free. So it's nice. I'm trying to do that more often, give people a chance to see what I have to offer, the rankings and the Discord, I think, is also a big thing. I think that's actually probably the most valuable part. And then because only $2 extra to go from the rankings to Discord. I think should be the other way around. The Discord should be more expensive. And then if you really want to try something more expensive, we have the team management tiers where I'll just walk you through it. It's just a DM service, essentially, like think of it as consulting, where I'll consult with you individually about your team, and we'll do it through Twitter DM usually. But yeah, no, give it a try. And if you don't like it, it's no risk. I'll refund the payment, and then, you don't have to continue for September. So no risk. But yeah, so that's the link is below right here. And I'll put it in the show. I guess I can put it in the show notes or whatever. Yes, thank you. I think so. I don't think I charge enough, to be fair. I think I should charge more, but I can't. It is what it is. So so there's one other thing, and it is somewhere up here. Oh yes, from Jesse. I hope everyone's doing well today, and Tyler, I hope things have been getting better for you from a mental health standpoint. So, I did mention this on Twitter. Are things getting better? Sorta. Not really. They're fine. Like, I'm fine. Not like that upset, but like, yeah. So we're gonna make some changes. some changes. So for the short term, I won't be on tomorrow's Ask DLF. I haven't decided if I need 1 week off or 2. I'm leaning toward 2, but I'm going to be back for the September 6th show. That's set in stone. So it's possible that I'll be back on August 30th and only miss 1 show, but I'm leaning toward missing 2. Just because I felt that unlike this show where I don't feel stale or out of it or off, I felt a little stale on that show. And I feel like just taking a couple weeks off is going to get me to a place where I wasn't proud of the last Ask DLF I did. And I just feel like taking a couple weeks off is going to get me back to a place. I don't not want to do the show. I love Ask DLF. I love answering the questions. I don't feel like I was good on the last show, or I don't feel like I've had a lot of not so great performances on that show. For some reason, it doesn't happen here. I think it might be the time of day, format. I don't know what it is, but part of it, why I'm taking some shows off, is to see, if I can get myself into a place where I feel more proud of the content that I'm doing there. Because I just don't think I've done as good of a job as I could have. And I'm prideful in content and all that. So, but that's a short-term thing. Again, I'm either going to miss 1 show or 2, September 6th, and then for the whole season, I'll be back. And I'm going to be doing that show with Cal and Addison. I did 60 shows in a row. I miss 1 or 2. The world won't end. And then I'll be back hopefully for another 60 shows in a row. So that's just a short-term thing, just to kind of it's less mental health and it's more of a content issue. Like, I want to fix the content, do better, have a better show. There's less mental health. However, what is mental health is the articles. I just don't like writing them. I haven't enjoyed writing articles for a long time. It feels like a chore. I have no passion for it, none at all. Like, I sound passionate when I'm on here, right? I sound passionate, but you can't see me write the article. So you have no idea how passionate I am. And it's not at all. Not at all. So I'm not going to be writing any articles anytime soon. I've already told DLF that I'm not going to do my weekly series. I'm not doing the Ask DLF weekly rundown anytime soon. Might I come back and write articles again as a one-off here and there? Yes. Is it possible in a few months I feel differently? Yes. But for the short term, I think there's a good chance I write less than 5 articles between now and the end of the season. Less than 5 over that 4.5 months. So don't expect articles to be a large medium of content from me until at least next off season, potentially. That would be the first time I'd consider really going back to articles as a big part of what I do. I just have not enjoyed them. I haven't enjoyed writing them. I haven't enjoyed doing them. And I think it's just not, I just haven't been doing a good job with them either. But I don't, unlike Ask DLF, I feel burnt out on articles. Like, it feels like it just makes me unhappy to write them. So that's going to have to, I took time to take like a stock of myself, what I enjoy and what I don't. And I think I've discovered that along with the engagement part of Twitter, the heavy engagement part, those are the 2 things that are wearing me down the most. Articles are easier to quit. So that's why I chose to walk away from that. Twitter, it is what it is. Am I going to be as active as I once was? Probably not. Am I still going to be there? I'm still do start sit, still do some question threads, still tweet. Yeah. I'll still answer questions if you tag me. But, the days of 400,000 impressions a day, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. And, I just appreciate everyone for sticking with me. And this show will continue. I've never considered walking away from this show really at all. So this show will continue. It will become, today we're doing a redraft mock. Next week, we'll have Hutch to replace Conan, because Conan won't be here. And we'll be doing a new style show. And the week after, we'll do one last redraft mock, and then we'll get into weekly recaps for 17, 18 straight weeks, probably even through playoffs. So that's our plan here. And it'll be at the same time, Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, as it's been. And then I'll be doing Ask DLF starting again throughout the season. And I'm also going to do a Start Sit show on Sunday morning. I believe I'm going to start at 11:30, go for a half hour, and that's going to be simulcast on DLF in here. So it's only live questions, though. So you got to ask the questions live. If no one tunes in, there might not be that many of those. but I am excited to have a chance. That's going to be solo. So yeah, that's where everything is. And I pretty much covered the Tyler situation on that. So let's, if you guys are good with it, anything to add?
No, I think it's always important to just put yourself first, and whether it's mental health or just exhaustion, physical, whatever it is, just put yourself first. And then, you'll, as like you said, you'll put out better work once you better yourself. And so I'm glad you're taking a little bit of time to just do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I said it better myself.
Okay. All right. A few questions. Let's go. Is Isaiah likely going to be a thing? Okay, this is good. Luckily, I picked him up a while ago in a two leagues, so that'll be fun. What do you guys think?
It's not very likely. Get it?
That was also not very funny.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying. So.
Oh.
I think I'd be a lot more interested if they didn't draft a tight end in the same round, like a few picks before the guy that they really wanted. So
yeah,
I'm not really too sold on him becoming a thing. But
however, if you use that logic, you would have ended up with Hayden Hurst instead of Mark Andrews in the first place. And how would that have gone for you? How would it have gone?
No, obviously not well. But Hayden Hurst wasn't he a first round?
Let's review. No, but let's continue. If you had used that logic, you would have ended up with Jamal Williams instead of Aaron Jones. Would you have been happy about that? Would that have been good? Not so good, right? Not good. So we have to be careful. Yes, that is usually the right logic. But in this case, the draft capital difference is not very big. What is it? 10 picks?
No, yeah. It's not a matter of like draft capital difference. It's more so like I think they liked him better from a scout, like a prospect standpoint, Charlie Kolar, and obviously they saw that this other guy.
They're wrong about that.
We'll see. Yeah, no, we'll see because he has looked great. Likely, sorry.
Terrible. I mean, terrible in every way. Terrible. I don't know why I would want him. And now he had a sports hernia surgery. That doesn't sound so good. I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, that sounds bad. So we don't want any part of that. Not good. But he actually did have some good receiving stats in college. But he's not athletic. Not compared to Likely, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. In a 10-team Superflex, half PPR, one tight end premium, with the tight end premium doesn't matter for this question. What would I need to add to Deontay to get Eckler? Straight up seems somewhat close. It's not as close as it was. But I don't think it's even. Deontay Mitchell too much. Deontay in a second. Okay. Would you do either of these?
Well, so I wanted to say something. I actually did this exact deal this summer, where I was the other manager in the deal, where I went from Eckler to Deontay. And I mean, I was able to squeeze out trading my second for a first in next year's draft. Ooh. So like if depending on how the manager views, Eckler versus Deontay, like you said, like it is pretty close just on its own, especially, and this was pre-extension that I made this deal, but I mean, I would be hesitant to give up either of the things that he listed just for Eckler.
Yeah,
that would be my take.
I wouldn't do this either. I wouldn't do either of these. The difference is less than that.
Yeah.
Conan, check the private chat. Let me move on to the next one. Okay. In a Superflex redraft league, this is an interesting one. Is this mock draft? Is this redraft mock a Superflex mock?
No.
Make
I
it a
don't know.
super flex mock.
Make it a super flex.
Yeah. What about that? A redraft super. We haven't done that. We didn't do that last time. It was 1 QB, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Make it a super flex. Make it a super flex just for Jesse. Why not? Right? What do we have? You know what difference? Like, I don't think that redraft super flex is ever gonna be the norm. To be honest with you, I don't. But it might be more of the norm of those watching this show, and your average audience. So, I would just say that let's make it a super flex. Okay. Conan's going to fix that fish tank before it drives me insane. I traded away 306 and 607 for 111 and 14. It was actually giving me a migraine. 111 and 1402. Oh, I can actually think now. I hate like the sound of running water. Like, I hate it.
I can't even hear it. My ears are.
It was like really like I would not say anything or do anything about it, but it was like legitimately was actually like bothering me.
I can't even.
I traded 306 and 607 for 111 and 1402. What do you think about that, Ryan? We haven't heard as much from you today.
In Superflex redraft, I mean, I love it going up for a quarterback.
Feels like a lot, but I guess 607 is not that low.
You could fill your team off of waivers in redraft. Like, honestly, it's not that hard. There's a lot of late round targets. I love it. If you could get the 2 elite QBs, that is, though. I don't know if the picks are high enough. So.
I just find it tough to pass twice. Yeah. No, I get it. Would you send a 24-second for Brian Robinson?
No.
I would. What does it say on the show sheet here? It says, who put that on there? Make sure to mention that Ryan was in the Antonio Gibson fan club repeatedly. Include special emphasis that he had Gibson at Dynasty RB2. I didn't write that. Who wrote that?
Look, I can defend myself.
I didn't write that though. How did that get there? I can defend myself. But how did it get there? I didn't put that on there.
Oh, you think I did? I definitely didn't. I mean, I think you would. Had everything going for him. You look for elite upside in fantasy, and that's what Gibson had after his first season. This is not. I didn't have him at RB2 after his second season, of course. I wasn't that guy, but
yeah,
he had the converted receiver profile. He had the athletic profile. He had everything going for him, and he just couldn't figure out how to play running back, which is something I didn't account for. But
he actually got worse at playing running back.
Those preseason snaps this preseason were pretty rough.
How do you look on the kick return? What do you think of him on the kick return? Was that one good?
I don't want to talk about it.
Brian Robinson's the starter. Sorry. Like, I don't. Yes, I would send a 24-second for Brian Robinson. Yes, absolutely.
I thought he could convert from wide receiver better than he showed. I mean,
yeah. So where do you think you would rank Gibson in Dynasty?
Oh goodness, it's got to be outside RB2 now.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely, but
it hurts. It hurts the brand.
It hurts, yeah, it hurts, but get over it.
Let me pull up my.
Would you take Gibson or Josh Jacobs right now?
Probably Josh Jacobs.
What about Ezekiel Elliott? How about that one? How do we feel about that one?
I still think Zeke is all right. So he's not what he was, obviously, but I'd still take Zeke.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. What about how about James Cook? Would you take your chances on James Cook or go with Antonio Gibson?
I mean, I think you'd have to.
I can't pull my rankings. I think I'd have to take my chances.
Just a blank spreadsheet when I click on Excel.
Right. Am I good?
Oh, thank God. fucking fish tank was.
No, I feel that. I've been putting it off. I'm sorry.
No, I'm like sensitive to that kind of. I'm sensitive to those kind of sounds, like background sounds. I really, really don't like them.
That's fair. And I heard what you guys were saying, and I fully am on Tyler's side, where I would give a 24-second for Brian Robinson at this point.
Now we're talking about Gibson. I already said I would have him below Zeke and James Cook in Dynasty. Now let's really make this fun. Would you take Gibson or Clyde Edwards-Helaire
No, I can't go that far.
I can.
I'm going Clyde.
Can't.
All right, let's move on. Gibson or Rachaad White?
So that's Rachaad White, but I have him.
Yeah. Any of the rookies we have in this range, I'm gonna take my shot on them instead of Gibson. Right. Basically,
let's make it even simpler. Gibson or Brian Robinson? 1 for 1.
It's tough. You don't tough,
right?
The profile says Gibson, but I'm just glad I have both in my main dynasty league.
I'm not sure I think this is a situation where I've moved Gibson down a lot more than I've moved Robinson up.
Mm-hmm.
I've moved Gibson down about 35 spots and Robinson only up like 4. Brian Robinson is boring Robinson. Boring. He's not good at anything. Nothing at all. All he does is not fumble. But that's a lot better than Antonio Gibson can do. Because what happens if you fumble in the NFL? What happens to you? If you fumble, do you continue to get carries or do you get less carries? Which one of those things happens to running backs who have a fumbling problem? Do they continue to get carries or do they get fewer carries? I think we know.
You basically get like 1 or 2 shots. There's there's some outliers where they had a fumbling problem and they fixed it, and they're fine. Like but that's an outlier. Exactly. It's so unless you really think he's going to clean up his act all of a sudden, and that doesn't seem likely at this point. So
he had 6 fumbles last year.
Tough.
See, but here's the thing. I'm okay with what I did. I chased high-end upside, and I will not apologize for chasing high-end upside. It wasn't like I was paying RB2 prices for Antonio Gibson.
This is bold. Ryan never gets this defensive. I love it.
This is my brand, dude.
Your brand is on the line?
No,
it's literally it's basically just like hinging on the quote where they said that he could play a CMC role for us.
It was never about the quote. It was the
I laughed at it then.
I put 0 stock into that quote and I still came up with my conclusion.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
I'll take Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'll take Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Antonio Gibson. There you go. You heard it. You know how bad it must be. You know how bad it must be if I feel that way. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the starter. Clearly. He's the starter.
He has
Antonio Gibson is backup.
I mean,
to the backup.
Rojo hasn't got cut yet, right?
Oh, he's about to.
Rojo didn't even say it hasn't happened.
He worked in with the 4th team.
Yeah. It's not looking good.
It's not good.
I
wish I hadn't picked him in Scott Fish Bowl. But yeah, for me, I think I'd have Antonio Gibson 1 spot below Clyde Edwards-Helaire and 1 spot above Rachaad White, who has been having a torrid time recently. Like, not good. Mm-hmm. Not good at all. So I think I'd have him there.
They did say he finally was playing above Keyshawn Vaughn, but again, how much does that say about?
Yeah, so that means I'd have Gibson at running back 28.
Yeah, he's basically RB3 range at this point.
He's dead in the water to me.
It's tough.
He's done. I really do think that the only reason I have Gibson still ranked higher in Dynasty than Brian Robinson is there's if I'm wrong, only one of those 2 players has upside. The other one doesn't have any. Brian Robinson is nothing. He's nothing. His upside is RB20. So he's nothing. Gibson, if I'm wrong and he turns it around, has upside. So that's why I still have Gibson ranked higher. But I am very concerned. I don't want to take someone with a high pick like that could be nothing. That could be a backup. I mean, Gibson in August ADP at DLF was still RB23, 63rd overall in 1 QB. That's way too early. I have him 22 spots later. So pass on him. Welcome, FF Lefty. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I've heard people talk about Makai Polk. I'm not interested.
That's not even the sleeper I've heard on Baltimore. I thought
James
there was.
Prochet?
No, Shamar
Walls?
Bridges.
I don't care.
Exactly.
Care.
So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. So it certainly doesn't look that way. Isaiah Likely looks pretty athletic to me.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's surprising though.
But I clearly is not translating because Charlie Kolar is not participating in anything, and Isaiah Likely looks very athletic.
Just popping off.
So I don't know if I trust that. Offered Kenneth Gainwell for the 2-3. I'd rather have the 203.
Yeah. This is this year, right?
Yeah, this year I'd rather the 203. Yeah. I mean, the 203 is going to be like what?
I mean, Rashad White, maybe.
Yeah, Damian Pierce, probably not anymore. Alec
No,
Pierce,
not anymore.
Even Alec Pierce, I'd rather have. So, I'll take the 203. Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay, we did that already. We're cry.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a long question, but how do we keep teams that are too young? You don't. You just get better managers.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. People who get frustrated and want to quit when it's not going well are probably not maybe Dynasty's not for them. Like Dynasty, you make a commitment. It's one thing to leave the league if you're overwhelmed, but just because you're losing is kind of a little icky. I don't know. You can't stop people from leaving leagues. It's part of the game. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
My biggest, more to say about that. My biggest advice for like, I guess, a Dynasty league to try to avoid that is just to like kind of make sure that maybe you guys are, if it's like a home league and stuff, like you guys are actually all close and like friends. And then, because then it's like, you know, you're less likely to leave a league, even if your team stinks, with a team of, you know, your best friends in it and two of your roommates or whatever it is, like just people that are close that you see regularly. And it's a lot easier to leave just like one you joined, even though you paid $20 or whatever that you found randomly. So
also, we need people to join the mock draft. I'm hoping for a couple good games and to flip. Oh yeah, there's actually a lot of spots in the mock draft. Barely full.
We got half the spots,
and that's including the three of us. So not great. All right, I'm hoping for a couple good games. Yeah, no, Brian Robinson is a flip candidate for me. I would already try selling. And Ryan, your bet is made.
Speaking of that, have you seen some of these spots that Brian Robinson has gone in some? I've seen screenshots of like FFPC or like Underdog or whatever. It's like Brian Robinson going in the fourth round or something. And I'm like, okay, if some people see it like that, you need to go try to sell every share you have of him. Like that's because that's outrageous.
Yeah, that is very much outrageous. All right. Ryan, are you hoping for a Hunt to the Eagles trade? What's the chance that gets done?
Well, of course I'm hoping for it. It'd be an upgrade over Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. Do I think it gets done? I'd put it at like 10 to 15%. They're not going to trade him.
I don't think it happens.
I'm bummed because I wish it would, because obviously this offense is looking good this season with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, who's, you know, toasting DBs in camp, and Dallas Goedert. But just need that one more piece at running back, and Kareem Hunt would fill that role. So, bummed. That's my one word.
Bummed.
Bummed because it's not going to happen.
All right. Okay, let's go to the show sheet because we still need people to fill the mock draft. But yeah, go Ryan. Go to the show sheet.
Yeah. First, we want to start from the top or start from the top of the news. I think we did the intro.
No, we did the intro.
Okay. Well, we have to talk about Deshaun Watson's 11-game suspension, which, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you've definitely covered a lot of that. And you've had some very
convenient. Very convenient.
It's a bad
isn't it funny that it just happens? He just happens to come back.
What a coincidence.
That's my most that's actually my most liked tweet ever.
Really? Yeah. It is such a coincidence. 12 games. No, why not? Why not 11?
Or why? No,
such a wild number. Why 11? Why not 12?
Yeah, huh?
No, what are they doing that week?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that long enough on this show, and everyone's, I don't think we need to, unless Tyler wants to say something more.
I mean, look, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. The NFL, we know they only care. I said it in my tweet. I'll say it again. They only care about their bottom line. That's all they ever care about. And, they don't give a shit about anybody. They don't care as long as you can make them money. That's all they care about. I would know. I have seen their attitude up close. And nothing I've seen would change my mind. But yeah, they don't give a shit. They just wanted to look the best they can, and they didn't want that case to go to court, even though the NFLPA had no case at all. They just didn't want to go through discovery and have the discussion about their punishment of the NFL owners come out in an open court case. And I see why they don't want that, but if I were them, I would have just taken the case, knowing that we're going to win, or they're going to win. Again, the NFLPA has no case. There's no case. The language in the CBA is ironclad, so they'd have no case. So they would have just the NFLPA would have lost. Watson would have received whatever discipline, and then I would take the PR hit, whatever it is, because it's But I guess they judged that the PR hit from that would be worse than the PR hit from this, and that's cynical, I suppose, but that's what they want to do, and now they're going to get what they want, which is the Browns versus the Texans in prime time in week 13.
That's a
and everyone's going to talk about
No, it's the first week that they are allowed to flex games to prime time.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. It just happens to be that one. That just seems so odd.
Wow.
But yeah, we know what they're going to do.
I got to look at the schedule for that week.
I believe 13, that
right?
is.
They have a bye there, right?
Yeah.
So it's week 13. Yeah.
So, yeah, there's nothing else to say about Deshaun Watson other than that fact that Deshaun Watson is the last thing we'll say about Deshaun Watson, because we talked about the NFL. We'll talk about Deshaun Watson himself. Deshaun Watson I'm not a psychiatrist and I have never met him. But to me, Deshaun Watson is a sociopath and a liar and a predator. And I'm fine saying that. That's how I feel. That's what I think he is. A sociopath, a liar, and a predator who is incapable of remorse, doesn't even understand what that word means. He doesn't know what that word means. He doesn't know anything about what that word means. He knows what he's supposed to say at times. Notice how he was remorseful before the suspension came down, and then after suddenly it was like, didn't do anything wrong. He doesn't think he's capable of doing anything wrong. So that's what he is. He's a terrible person, and I stand by it. I stand by it. I've said it the whole time. I stand by it. And, I'll never let it go. I've said it many times. I'll never let it go because he hasn't shown any remorse. He hasn't learned anything. Nothing. All he's learned is that he got a $230 million guaranteed contract. He's learned nothing at all. So since he's learned nothing, why should I ever let it go? So I'll never let it go. That's my opinion about Deshaun Watson, the person. Terrible person. And I would never want to meet him. Never want to let any of my friends talk to him. Just person I never wish bad upon anyone, but I'll say it. I don't wish him luck in his career. I hope he sucks. I really do. I really do. And if the Browns fans come after me for it, let them. You're, if I were a Browns fan, I wouldn't be one anymore. Personally, I wouldn't. I would not be a Browns fan after what their owner said about Deshaun Watson. I couldn't be a Browns fan after that. I'd find a new team. I would no longer support that team. I just don't care. I'd rather change my team loyalty than support a franchise like that. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people have. And if you can't do that and you want to still support the Browns, that's up to you. I'm not going to say it says anything about you personally, but that's just my opinion. I wouldn't be able to do that. But anyway, I think that's enough about Deshaun Watson. I think I said what I wanted to say.
Yeah, the primetime game that week for 8:20 is Colts and Cowboys. So I don't know if that's going to get flexed. Could be
depends.
A game
who
the
knows?
Colts are good.
I mean, that's not like something crazy though. It's not like a Chiefs and the Bills or a something, one of the new Denver.
You just never know you never know which teams are going to be good, which teams are going to be bad. You never know. So who knows? What is Baker's ceiling? He was just named the starter today. That's one of our news items. So we can cross that off. What's his ceiling? What is his ceiling? What do you think his ceiling is?
Mid to late QB2, right? I mean,
ceiling, yeah, but his ceiling's probably around 50.
Mid, yeah, exactly. Like everything goes fine. He makes a connection with DJ, and he doesn't, get hurt and pop his shoulder out for half the season again. I basically expect him to be kind of in that QB2 range.
Yeah,
I mean, he showed with like lesser weapons, obviously worse line now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
All right. Pacheco talk. I don't know. I like him, but I'm not like, I'm not obsessed with him. Still don't have him ranked that high.
So, I mean, do you have him as the clear RB2, or do you still see concerns of like McKinnon and whoever else like mixing in? Obviously not Jones. You've been saying he's going to get cut for weeks and months at this point.
Yeah, it's
you're the
I
first
do have
one
him as the RB2. Yeah.
Okay, so what's stopping you, I guess, from having him a little bit higher, or kind of buying into it?
He's bad.
But isn't Clyde also
yes
bad?
But
is he better than Pacheco in your mind, though?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So Clyde. So even if they swapped, Pacheco doesn't have a higher ceiling or floor than Clyde currently does right now.
No.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fair. I just think it's like it's someone you at least haven't seen, so I'm intrigued. But some people are really skyrocketing his ADP to the point that I would rather more proven twos.
I agree with that.
Similarly offensive powered like just teams, and so yeah.
While this is technically true, I don't see it as, given that it was an agreement, I don't see any way that Watson doesn't return that week. So.
Well, I think the one specific way that he wouldn't is like if he doesn't follow through with the things he's required to do, like the classes or those things, which that doesn't seem like...
The Browns are literally going to hire someone to follow him around.
Yeah. He goes. I mean, the man has to like make sure the massage and everything is approved by his own boss and team.
So think about that for a second.
Everything. I mean, we don't need to really go back into it. You said everything you said. I think we're in full agreement. It's like he's just slimy, and the fact that it's like he said he's sorry not for what he's done or being who he is, but because the other people are triggered for some reason. they're triggered, and he's sorry for that. It's like that. Yeah,
it's like if I said that you and Ryan were terrible on this show, and then was like, well, I'm sorry that you were upset by what I said. Like, that's such an apology, right? Like, that's the kind of apology.
Yeah, it's bad. No, but it's not even, oh, I'm sorry about what I said. It's sorry about what was said. He's not even owning,
it's felt that way. Like that's
it's bad. But let's continue.
It does happen. Yeah, sorry. Do you believe in UFOs? Yes or no?
I mean, there's like some newer things coming out that are intriguing.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Ooh,
here we
ETN and
go.
223 first or Justin Jefferson?
Shoot.
Oh man.
Damn.
This is tough.
Isn't it?
I mean, that's one of those you can't go wrong, I don't think. Judging by our reaction where we're like, we're trying, we're figuring it out, we're racking our brain. It's like clearly that's a good enough deal where the value
that's about right, isn't it? That's about right.
Yeah. I mean,
it's about right.
If Justin Jefferson is leaving a team, there should be at least 2 firsts, likely 23 firsts plus someone. And I mean, as that plus someone, I think ETN is about as good as you can get. I mean, because you're not going to get way higher of a tier and the 2 firsts, I don't think, for Jefferson.
Yeah.
But I like that. But you have to pick one.
I'll take the first.
I think it's right down the line. It's even.
Nope. You got to pick one.
No.
I'll take the first just because I love the class.
Yeah. I mean, we all said it's really tough, really close, but we're all taking the firsts and ETN. So
if you could bump one of those to 24, I'd be in on Jefferson, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
I agree with that. The fact that this is 223 firsts is definitely pushes it into that side.
All right. What else is on the show sheet? We still need 2 more people in mock draft. But what else is on the show sheet?
Isn't it 1? Someone leave.
I think it's 2.
It's 2, yeah, team 7.
There's the link, yeah.
Let's see.
All right. Yes, sir.
What's next? On the show sheet. Oh, Ryan's frozen. Okay.
Oh, is he?
Right. Brady's on the Masked Singer. What do we think about that? Tom Brady's on the Masked Singer.
I'm so about this thread that popped up on Reddit, I think, initially, that a lot of people are now running with. And I mean, the person that dug in, they did, they covered some of the immediate holes where it's like, oh, why wasn't he gone for the whole, production time or whatever? And it's like, no, in fact, it's the first 5 come in for these episodes, the next set come in for these episodes. So it's they're not required to be there the whole entire way. And it's it's funny. And I think it does fit his new, I'm off the Patriots and really fun, upbeat, social media outgoing guy personality that he has now, so yeah, I would love for this to be true. But apparently he is coming back very soon, I think was the report. So he's going to get
eliminated very soon.
Yeah. Ryan, it says the rosters are not showing a super flex spot. Can you fix it?
I've been having technical issues for 3 weeks now.
I can't do anything.
I got it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll start the mock when it fills at this point. Confidence on Hurts getting a long-term deal. FF Lefty will say 70%. Percentage, just the number.
85.
85?
I'm in. Maybe it's the bias, but I think he can develop as a passer. He has AJ Brown now. Sky's the limit.
85 is too high.
Somewhat.
I think it's more than 50. I think it's more than 50, but it's less than 70. I think it's 60, 65.
That was my first number, was 65.
You should see
definitely higher.
I think I'm the lowest on Hurts of the 3 of us, so it would make sense that my percentage is the lowest. In Dynasty, I only have Hurts at quarterback 12. So
yeah, if you close out of this mock and just click back in, it should switch over. I just had the same issue as well.
Yeah. We still need someone to claim team 12. Yeah, no, I see the super flex now. And the ADP is correct as well.
I fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fly, Ryan.
Heck yeah. Go Birds.
Right. What's next on the show sheet? We did the Masked Singer.
Yeah, we did the Masked Singer.
Mike Gesicki. All right, I'll just take this opportunity. I thought about
Mike Gesicki.
I thought about recording an entire a short video on this, and I will say, I will be replacing. Expect more video content from me solo instead of writing those. It's going to be instead of. It's not that I'm going to be doing less. It's that there's going to be more YouTube solo content from me instead of doing those articles. And I will say that, please consider some super chats, super stickers, memberships to YouTube. I will probably try to turn the ads back on at some point. I know there were some bugs with that on my end. I will try to turn them back on, but I know ads are annoying. But we'll see. But it would be nice either way. Some super chats or super stickers or whatever. Memberships, anything like that. Yeah. Or just sign up for Patreon. That's the easiest thing. That's even better for me anyway. Yeah, no, we'll start one. Okay. Mike Gesicki. Yes. I just wasn't feeling videos, but we'll have him this week. Mike Gesicki is basically dead to me. Like, he's dead. I don't want to draft him at all. I have him in redraft now at tight end 17. And in Dynasty, it's somewhere around this similar spot, maybe a little bit higher. But I just don't want to draft him at all, really. I don't think he's going to have any role in the offense. He's going to be used as a blocker, and I just don't. He's not even going to play the whole time because he can't block. So, no interest. Zero.
Yeah, I've quickly lost interest. It seemed, the only hope was that he kind of assumes like a big slot role and stays on the field with the two receivers, and he's not really looking like he's doing that. And they obviously brought in a guy as their slot, obviously before they brought in Tyreek Hill. But yeah, I'm with you there.
Did you see the question in the mock? And we'll go to the mock. We can talk about some of these topics during the mock. Talk about some of these topics as they come up. So just if you can keep us on track with that. But there was a question in the mock about the scoring settings. PPR, tight end premium, 4 versus 6 passing touchdowns.
What do you want to do?
I was just going to say PPR, no premium, and 4-point passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I could go with that.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Or my bad, I'm having extreme technical difficulties over here. I'm not even. My cell phone was struggling to send text messages. Like, that's how bad it is. I guess it's the first day of school. I live by a school. Like,
oh no, someone left Team 11. Come back. All right, I don't know. I don't know how to answer this. I don't even know who those two people are. I don't know. No clue. I really don't know. I don't know. Things are strange. Life is strange. Things happen. Go to the next topic on the show sheet. Conan.
We got 2 injuries that are, sad to see, but we got Matt Corral out for the year. And so, yeah, let's just start with that. As Ryan mentioned off the top, you just don't like to see it. Obviously, he wasn't going to really have an opportunity to start, but if that team is like really bad by the end of the year, they were going to probably give him a game or two at the end of the season. But that's, unlikely now. And then, yeah, you got anything else to add with that?
No, I think actually it's even worse. It's even worse because the Panthers coach and general manager are about to be fired for their incompetence. Incompetence that they have shown. So very incompetent. I mean, Matt Rule is totally incompetent. Big failure. We don't want that. That doesn't sound so good. We don't want any failure. And then Scott Fitterer, the GM, I mean, what a disaster. He doesn't know anything about being a general manager. I think he should have been fired already. I really don't think he should still have a job. I think his time was up years ago. was despite the fact that he's only been employed for a year, I think it's been a year too long. And you know where he works? He worked for 20 years with the Seattle Seahawks. He did such a good job with their personnel. He did such a good job. Turn the sound off on that. Right. But yeah, no, he's incompetent. So he should be fired. He never should have been hired in the first place. I don't think he was qualified to be a general manager. So, yeah, he is? I don't know about that. Do you know something I don't? Actually, because I didn't see anything about that. Like, it just says he missed another practice today. So I am slightly concerned that he has another injury.
Oh, I didn't even
he has
see
a
that
hamstring
part.
injury right now. Yeah, it says it. I put that on the show sheet.
Oh,
Hamstring injury. Start the mock draft, and we can keep going on the show sheet. But Matt Corral is dead to me. I dropped him essentially off draftable range in shorter Superflex leagues. I have him at like 239 overall, so he's basically dead to me. All right, go on to the next thing on the show sheet, and we can keep doing the draft while we're doing that. Conan.
Oh, sorry. So we had another injury, right? We had Tyquan Thornton, who was looking good so far in preseason.
He actually was, yeah.
Yeah, right? And there's talks that obviously there's a crowded wide receiver room ahead of him so far, but there was talks, where he's not just this speedy deep threat guy that he was actually going to get used, all around. But unfortunately he suffered an injury and will be out about 8 weeks. It's tough to see, but I guess it hopefully should make predicting the wide receiver room in New England like 1% easier to figure out.
Yeah, it gives me slightly, and I mean slightly, honestly, it really doesn't change anything because I didn't think Tyquan Thornton was much of a redraft asset.
No.
But in Dynasty, I did move him down a bit because you don't want to start your season that way. But now he's probably going to be a value to me. I didn't move him down that much. Oh, I'm so happy. This went so well for me.
Kyler.
Yeah, I mean, easy. I have Kyler in 4-point passing touchdown. I have Kyler as my quarterback too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we talked about that? Yeah. How would you? It's Superflex. So how would you have ranked these 5 quarterbacks? I assume these are these your guys' top 5? They're mine. The 5 who went off the board are my top 5. I have it Allen first, then Kyler, then Lamar, then Herbert, then Mahomes. That's my top 5.
I just have my Herbert and Kyler switch. So I have Kyler at 3, but I have Allen, Herbert, Murray, Lamar, Mahomes at this point.
Okay. I think those are most people's top 5.
Yeah.
And then I think most people have Hurts at 6.
I feel like a lot of people like Burrow too.
Not in 4-point.
Yeah, I mean,
not in 4-point.
Just in Dynasty, because of who he is. I'm surprised that his ADP a lot.
I have Burrow in 4-point at 9.
Yeah, and I don't think that's crazy.
Like, yeah, no, I don't. I mean, of course, I don't think it's crazy because I have it ranked that way. All right, so Wilson and Prescott. Should I go quarterback? I always say not to.
Really? I knew that. You're not a advocate of. It always, as always, it depends on how the board plays out. If there's a guy in a higher tier that falls to you, then
I'm debating. I mean, I guess I'll talk about it because I'm debating none of the players I'm debating are going to get back to me. I mean, really debating between Henry and Henry. I think I'm going to go with Henry. I mean, I was hoping for Najee, but he didn't make it to me. And it's only, I'm going to go with Henry.
I think I'm back and good now. Thank goodness.
Good.
Yeah. It's been shocked so far.
Yeah, no, I guess I didn't move Tyquan Thornton down that much in my rankings we were talking about before, but maybe I should. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard,
I mean,
right? Dynasty rankings get ugly really quickly. Like, am I really gonna move him below like Curtis Samuel, Brian Edwards, like just because he's out for a few weeks? Probably not, right? Like those guys have already failed for years. So, yeah, probably not.
That second round capital, you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Henry, we went with Rodgers, Cook. Rodgers is interesting. Rodgers,
Cook, Brady.
Brady was actually the other player I was considering.
And this is 4 point, right? We're calling
4
it
point. 4 point.
Yeah.
Dang, I wanted him.
Trey Lance.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Taking a stand. This is Trey Lance's year. Isn't he the most popular MVP right now? Like for betting?
Really?
I'm pretty sure he is.
That's
more popular than Mahomes, Allen, all those guys. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the upside.
What's the rest of the roster? Okay, yeah, it's 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight end, 2 flex, and a super flex. Okay. All right. So what else is on the show sheet that we can talk about as we're going?
We talked about Brian Robinson enough, I think.
I think we did. Yeah.
Unless you want to double back the Antonio Gibson slam.
No, I don't. I'm on the
clock.
So. I mean, definitely not a good look, but
no, it isn't.
I think moving on to another rookie running back, Dameon Pierce looks pretty solidified as the RB1 over in Houston.
No, he's their starter. What is that going to mean, though? Like, is that going to be where do you have him ranked in redraft? Let's forget dynasty, redraft or whatever you have. Where do you have him ranked?
I mean, for redraft, I'm thinking still basically.
All right, here. How about let's play it this way because I have my ranks in front of me. I have him RB 36. Too high or too low?
I think that's too low, probably. It's judging by where he. Yeah, I think. I mean, the team clearly likes him. Like I wasn't expecting him to really become the leader of the running backs. Like I still expect to some degree that other guys are going to get mixed in. But I truly thought that Marlon Mack would begin the season as their starting running back, at least for like a week or two before Dameon Pierce came in. And so at this point, and at this point, I think, I mean, Pierce has just separated himself and is the clear best back on that team.
I have a confession to make. How scared do you think I am that Saquon Barkley is going to have a huge year?
How scared do you think you are?
Very scared. Because what if it happens, I'm going to get like blasted.
Is it worse than Cortland?
No, it's not. no, it is worse. It is worse.
It is a higher probability of happening. Like
it's a higher probability. Where am I the most? I think I'm on Saquon Barkley. And what else would be bad?
Aaron Jones.
I wouldn't be as bad.
What about
Zeke would be bad.
Don't you have James Conner pretty low compared to?
No, but I haven't talked about him that much. Oh, what should I do here? What should I do?
That's true.
I'm debating. Wait.
You got.
I love. I mean,
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I could think CeeDee Lamb.
That's value in this spot. Or
Javonte. Okay.
I just feel like running back gets uglier faster.
So are we looking into the Melvin Gordon quote from recent where they said the coaching staff wants Javonte to be the guy, but he's going to work hard and still, try to take his opportunities. So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a sign that it's definitely not going to be 50-50, like almost exactly down the line like it was last year. And I still think there are people that think that, but I'm still, I mean, I really hope my Scott Fishbowl team really hopes that he gets, 60+% of the work, like all the way through. 'Cause that would be great.
I would it.
It would.
Fuck.
I guess he had no shot of coming back to me.
Brees Hall.
Yeah.
I was hoping for it.
He's my most rostered player in best ball this year. Brees Hall. So
really?
Yeah.
Taking a stand on rookie running back being good on the Jets. People say I hate that narrative. Can we go into that?
What?
Because people are downgrading Brees Hall because he's on the Jets.
I'm really glad I went with a running back because if I wanted another running back now, it's really bad. We can go into that in a second. Who do we think I'm going to pick here? I think
you're going to take the guy that I was going to take.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm debating it. Like I look at this ranking whenever I pick him and I'm always like, is that really what I want to do? It feels wrong.
You're taking my guy. Oh, no, you're not. Wow.
It always feels wrong. I have Keenan Allen at 9, and I'm always like, oh, I'm worried about that. But I just know with Justin Herbert, he's been so good. So good. And Justin Herbert threw for 5,000 yards last year, and Keenan Allen has been excellent. So it's kind of like, and it's a PPR, which is Keenan Allen excels. So it's like, I worry about taking someone who's already 30. Like, what if this is the decline? But he didn't show any signs of decline.
And it's like with Herbert, it's like
Herbert's.
Are you gonna be surprised if we look back and
is there any quarterback you'd rather?
5,050.
Any quarterback you could have any quarterback you'd rather for your fantasy weapons than Justin Herbert? I think the answer is no. Right? Who would you rather have? Who passes that much and runs that little?
I mean, I think his legs are an underrated part of his game.
Combine it. Who passes that much and runs that little? Nobody else does. Nobody else does that. Nobody offers that. Nobody passes that much and runs that little. He threw for 5,000 yards and barely had any notable rushing production. I mean, that's what you want. What could be better? What could be better than that?
I agree.
That is true.
What do you think the line would be if there were a bet right now on Justin Herbert being in the Hall of Fame? Do you think it would be on yes or no?
Yes.
It would be on yes. So people would be that sure?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
If you log on to Twitter.
Because I'm that sure. I'm that sure. I'll tell you, I'm that sure. Conan, let's talk about your picks. Pittman and Etienne. I would have taken Waddle over Pittman, and Etienne wouldn't have been my. Honestly, Etienne might have been my choice. It's close.
Yeah,
Etienne was gonna be my choice.
I wanted another running back. And looking at some of the names, James Conner, Zeke, Akers, Montgomery.
I just made a rankings change on the show. As I saw something and I'm like, I would not have actually done that. David Montgomery down. David Montgomery I had at running back 17, and I don't think I would have actually done that. I think I would have taken Etienne over him. So I just made that change. DJ Moore, interesting. He would have been in strong consideration for me, for sure.
I don't like his offensive coordinator, but Baker's an upgrade from what he's had.
Yeah,
and Ben McAdoo get another coaching job.
I am glad that they announced that he's the starter. He'll be getting starter reps. They're not doing any of that bullshit where they're still competing. And
I was hoping for Darren Waller.
At
508, I would have gone for him for sure. I wonder who's gonna get to me.
Can I double back on that Brees Hall narrative now that he's on the
Jets?
Yeah,
double back on it, and then we'll go back to the show sheet.
Oh, okay. So I first off want to say I get the whole dropping him a little bit in the rankings because of the Mekhi Becton injury, because Mekhi Becton's a beast in the run game. I get that. But before all of this happened, they were downgrading this man solely because he plays for the Jets. That is how you lose your fantasy football.
Yeah, that's not a good narrative. Yeah, there are good players on bad teams all the time. It matters more at wide receiver than running back also. It matters more at wide receiver than running back.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Brees Hall was a stud prospect. I think that gets forgotten because how good the draft class was, or how bad the draft class was.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah, can I interest you in scrolling down just a few names at an A. Gibson?
A. Gibson? I think not.
Sounds like a stud.
I think not, but I am going to take someone who I liked throughout the process and who's definitely dropped a lot in value recently, but seems like might still be a value. And D. Johnson. Deontay Johnson. I still like Deontay Johnson, and I much prefer him here. In this draft, what did he go as? Wide receiver, what? 17? I think I like that better. That's a good price.
Yeah.
For me. I can be in there. I have him at 14.
I'd like to congratulate myself. I'm the only team
I'm actually looking at my rankings, though. I'm looking at my rankings, and I have Deontay Johnson ahead of DJ Moore. I think that's going to change. I think I'm more comfortable with Baker Mayfield than I am with Trubisky or Pickett. So, and DJ Moore has less competition. So I think I'm going to move DJ Moore up to 14 and have Deontay Johnson at 15. But I still like him at this selection.
I mean, I think for this year specifically.
Fields, okay. Justin Fields was the other player I was considering.
Oh.
I wonder who's going to be my RB1.
James Conner. James Conner is a good choice. He was a player I was considering along with Johnson, but I just, I felt Johnson was a little bit of a better value.
Mike Williams. Now, that's definitely been a conversation this offseason. There's definitely been some Mike Williams is going to have a better finish, better year than Keenan Allen people. What do we think? Obviously, you said you have Keenan Allen in your top 10. So clearly, you don't have Mike
Williams at 22. So not for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely have them closer. I think I've pushed them closer as the offseason has gone. I'm trying to pull up exactly where I have them at this point. But I still think Keenan Allen. I actually believe maybe it was on the Fantasy Footballers, but Austin Eckler was asked, so hey, is it Keenan Allen? Is it Mike Williams? Like, who's the guy? And he's like, it's still Keenan. It's still Keenan. So, are we gonna believe him? He's a pretty fantasy friendly guy, just in general. So, I think in general, consensus still has it, and I think I still agree that Keenan.
Allen Robinson, that one, that's
too early.
Yeah, way too early. Yeah, it's nowhere near where I have him. I have Allen Robinson at wide receiver 30.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, I did not expect. So I was really hoping. I was hoping for Tua to come back to me, but now the quarterback is so ugly. I am stunned though.
DK.
Yeah, I have DK Metcalf still at wide receiver 17. For me, I feel like, if we look at my team, I have, I see that Griff said in the chat, glad you liked that one. Yeah, I didn't like that one. It was Mike Williams and Allen Robinson. I really criticized it. But yeah, for my team, I have I have a quarterback, I have 2 running backs, and I have 3 wide receivers. I care a lot more about roster build and redraft than I do in Dynasty. And I've filled out my starting lineup except for tight end and super flex and flex. So I can kind of go wherever I want. Josh Jacobs, yeah, that wouldn't have been for me.
Yeah.
Cooks and Hollywood, good choices. They were my top 2 wide receivers on the board. Would you trade DK 23 first and 24 first for Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Absolutely not. You would trade. You'd trade DK and that? Why? That's crazy. Why? You don't think that the 2 firsts are enough? A 23 and 24 are enough?
Hold on. I gotta pivot off my pick. I was sold on J.K. Dobbins there.
Yeah. How were you? It gets real ugly real fast.
It does, and
it really does.
I've made some rankings changes during this show.
Well, I mean, that's the way to do it. Look at the choices you got to make and be like, do I really, now that I'm in this spot, am I really picking this guy over this guy? And it's like, if the answer is no, then you stay true to it and you go change that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eli Mitchell. Okay. What do we think?
Oh, Ryan's screen is frozen, so the draft is frozen.
Well, it's still going on mine at least.
Yeah, no, it's going. The real draft is going, but the streamed draft is frozen.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Oh, Ryan.
I'm gonna go, and I think it's a little late. I don't want to risk not having someone that's just really
Amon-Ra
too ugly to start in 2 QB. So we're going with Jameis as the QB2.
Jameis Winston.
I know it hasn't loaded up on his screen yet, but
very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I just like his just fantasy upside better than the rest of the guys left. Mac Jones, Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill was really who I was between, but I feel like I've regularly picked, like, punted on the QB2 and gotten Ryan Tannehill just as my QB2. So I wanted to do something different for this one and go Jameis. And we'll see what happens. I mean, he's got much, much better weapons that he's throwing to. Basically a different team, but I mean, I would love to just see him sling the ball to just all his new weapons. We'll see how Michael Thomas does in his, return year. But yeah, you in on Jameis? You out on Jameis? You don't like that pick?
I don't dislike it. I mean, it probably is who I would have picked.
Given these names left.
Given the names, yeah. Oh, my.
Now, how much is Watson's 3 or 4 games worth? Even especially
Nothing.
super flex.
In redraft, I mean, in Scott Fishbowl with 22 spots, I mean, I picked him in the 11th. And I wouldn't pick him in the 11th if I knew that the suspension.
But yeah, and that was thinking, it might be.
We didn't know anything about the suspension then.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it had been 11 games, I probably would have waited until the 13th or 14th. In this, with only 17 spots, I'm not sure I'd pick him at all. Depends on if I did, it would be very late. Oh, it's my turn, and I'm going to take the guy that you considered and didn't pick.
Don't you just feel safer with those two as opposed to the other guys going around? Matt Ryan, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones.
Ryan is somewhat safe, but yeah.
But
I prefer.
I feel like the two that we picked present slightly more upside than Matt Ryan. As much as
I agree with you, especially Tannehill.
I mean, Tannehill.
Especially
that's a guy that's
4-point as well.
Scored. Yeah, that's a guy that scored 7 rushing touchdowns both of the last 2 years, Tannehill. And,
look who finally went off the board.
Oh no.
Gibson.
Oh God, goodness.
I have Gibson at running back 28. I still wouldn't have taken him. Ryan, are you there? Can you hear us?
Does not seem like
Let's just remember that Ryan, let's test to see if he can hear us. Just remember that Ryan said himself that Antonio Gibson is the next Christian McCaffrey and totally agreed with that take.
Right, he actually sold his one McCaffrey share for Antonio Gibson.
No, it was remember that Antonio Gibson was RB2, so it would have been McCaffrey plus for Gibson. McCaffrey plus.
Oh goodness.
Can you imagine?
He will never live that down.
Never.
If this trajectory continues just spiraling down.
Taking DeAndre Hopkins there too early? I think it's too early.
I think looking at the names still out there, yeah, it's way too. I mean,
yeah, way too early for me.
Even with Brissett throwing to him, I think I'd rather have Amari Cooper full season than.
So would I. Yeah,
right?
So would I.
And I'm low on Amari.
I'm
assuming, yeah.
Who would you take as your last bench spot, roster spot? Let's say this is Dynasty. Snoop
Definitely
Connor,
not
Sermon,
Rojo.
Kelly or Rojo. Funny, I still have Rojo ranked the highest, but that feels wrong.
I think that's one of those situations, like, as he's continued to play with the fourth team
I've continued
only.
to move him down, but I still haven't moved him below those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'd rather just take a shot on. I think it'd be Trey Sermon out of that group. Honestly, it's some reports have been.
Leave that up. So he can hear us. He just can't oh, that's perfect. He can hear us but can't respond.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Thomas just went off the board. It's interesting. He was my highest wide receiver left, and then Gabe Davis.
Those are the two names I wanted to bring up and saying, if those two are on the board, why are we picking Hopkins, in my opinion?
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
So what should I do here? What should I do? I have my starting lineup filled out. I don't have a tight end, but I don't feel like the value is there at tight end.
You don't think, so I don't think the value is that off. And I do personally have Ertz kind of at the end of this next tier, this kind of murkier, but still should get good volume tier. And you have Kyler as your quarterback. Does that have? Nope.
It doesn't change anything.
Nothing.
I went with like Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it were not a 3 wide receiver league, if it were even wide receivers, I would have gone with a running back there. But since it's 3 wide receivers, I went with Drake London. But I was very close between Drake London and a bunch of running backs.
That's fair.
The 3 wide receivers swung me in that direction.
Yeah, there's a few. I
wasn't really considering a quarterback, but I would in a Superflex redraft, I would take a quarterback 3. I don't have an issue with that. I just, especially in this, it's not Scott Fishbowl where bad quarterbacks get you negative. Even bad quarterbacks are still going to be worth playing over other positions in this regular format. So I'm more likely to take a quarterback 3 that's not so good in this format than like I would have been in Scott Fishbowl.
I agree with that.
I would not have dropped Rojo for Kelly. I think it's more likely Rojo gets cut from the Chiefs and ends up elsewhere. But I do agree with you. Like, Rojo in my ranks is probably too high. Like, he should probably be lower.
He's cratering. No good news. No good news.
Yeah, no,
not a single snippet of good news. Like, you'd think it's like, oh, he had a good, finally a good practice for the sign. It's like, nope, not a single good piece of news coming out. Oh, I wanted Kareem Hunt there. I think that would have been my guy.
Yeah. But yeah, Rojo's continuing to drop down my rankings, and it's just a matter of time. I don't think he's really draftable in redraft anymore.
Yeah, I think he should basically be left on the waivers as well at this point, knowing all the reports we've gotten and the fact that we've seen it in preseason games as well, where he hasn't taken a single snap with Mahomes, not a single one.
No, 0.
And so I agree.
Amari Cooper, Pollard. I don't really like Pollard there. Clyde. Devonta Smith, interesting. Devonta Smith. Ayuk is someone I'm interested in.
I agree.
Hunt is a good one there. Edmonds, it's also pretty good.
I like that. And
you picked Edmonds, so I hope you like it.
Yeah, I know said
he has everyone but Snoop, but yeah, Josh Kelly is gone for me. He's Joshua Fumble. We don't want that. We don't want him. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to fix it. Zach Ertz.
Yeah, like I said, it's the guy that I have that's at the end of that second tier, or maybe I guess the third tier, but still in that they're a staple, and at least for the first 6 weeks, he should be in contention for the second target on his team.
Oh, Christian Kirk, I was hoping.
Oh, I knew that was a name you liked down there.
Yeah, I do. Oh well. Wow,
and
wide receiver is getting very thin. I'm kind of glad. I could still use a tight end, but
sitting here with 2.
At this point, usually once I get past Goddard, I would have considered Goddard over London at 805. But at this once I get past Goddard, I usually just punt. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson is not a surprise.
Yeah, He's going to be the starter, right? I think I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
Goodness gracious.
Mac Jones, I think, is a good value there, actually.
You hit me with the Antonio Gibson slander when I couldn't talk back.
Sorry. Not sorry. Adam Thielen. Interesting.
Now, was that a not a great pick interesting, or
no, it's just interesting.
Genuinely interesting.
Just genuinely interesting. Wouldn't have been who I would have chosen.
Yeah, I mean, I was debating it, and I don't think at this spot, I think there's worse shots to take, but I think there are also a couple better ones.
Ken Walker, not Kenneth. Ken Walker coming off the board here. I mean, there's worse chances you could take, right? He does have that injury, though.
Who, Ken Walker?
Yeah.
It's actually funny that this is coming up.
I am definitely on board Team Penny and Redraft.
Yeah, I mean, Walker. I have Penny at 25 and Walker at 35 after the injury. So yeah, I'm in Redraft. I'm Team Penny.
I mean, even pre-injury, I was maybe not.
I was Team Walker, but post-injury,
really?
I'm definitely Team Penny. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just but I feel like as the offseason has progressed and we just watched some Geno Smith play football, and we're about to get some Drew Lock play some preseason football. Like, I'm just getting more and more deterred from actually drafting either of them. Even at this value, at this range, it's a matter of, that how good is that team going to be? Not very good. How often are they going to be running the ball, really? And
still a ton.
Who's going to be catching who's going to be catching the balls out of the backfield? I just still think it's Travis Homer. I'm not joking. I still think he's going to be the third down back on that team.
Oh, Alan Lazard.
No.
Oh, Conan.
Oh,
no.
Good. Yeah, no Alan Lazard for Conan.
All right. Well,
sorry about that.
Guess I'll have to take Sammy Watkins week 1.
Oh.
Oh goodness.
Will you?
No, I'm out. I'm out on that. I do like to get, even if I don't get Lazard, I obviously have been the Lazard, truther,
the leader of the Lazard pack
on here. Yeah, but I mean, even if I don't get him, I do still like to take a shot on someone else. Obviously, nowadays it's been Romeo Doubs, and obviously you can still take a shot on Watson, cheap, and Watkins, very cheap, and so there's some weapons. Even getting like Tanyan very late or something, and just like, so because someone has to catch passes, catch touchdowns in that offense. It's not. I firmly believe Jones and Dillon are going to be on the field like all the time, just like Rodgers has said, and the coaching staff has basically backed him up and said that, those are two best players. They're basically just 1A and 1B. And so even though that is going to be the case, I still think like someone has to catch passes. And if I'm right on Lazard, then I'll have a lot of teams that are happy about it, but someone else might be, doing some damage, at least fantasy viable in that offense. So it's Aaron Rodgers. I picked
Daniel Jones, even though he's looked really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, he scores for fantasy when he plays.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking a guy this late, it's like, let's take a guy that just runs a lot.
Yeah.
And it's
I like anything else on the show sheet we haven't covered?
Jaylen Warren.
Oh yeah, no, I did a video on Jaylen Warren. Everyone should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, is that are we thinking he's a legitimate, if Najee goes down, he's the guy there that's going to be getting 60+%.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the backup.
Okay. Yeah.
At this point, I do.
My turn.
Wide receiver just got cleaned out.
Yeah, that's tough.
Not much left.
I mean,
not much left at wide receiver.
No, not at all.
Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you.
Gonna have Romeo Doubs going here soon.
I took Zach Ertz last round, thinking that I wouldn't be able to get a different guy, but I'm looking now, and no, I can't. I'm not going to take two tight ends in a row.
Tyler Boyd?
I'll take my Tyler Boyd.
Roster clogger. Why even bother?
I mean, I mean, the upside is Jamar Chase or Higgins gets hurt.
Yeah, but there are players who could have drafted that don't require an injury.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's two very notable ones.
What did he finish last year? He finished as the wide receiver 33.
It's worthless. 33 wide receiver 33 is worthless.
I mean, these are wide receiver 3s that we're gonna be looking at.
Yeah, but if you won't win that way. You won't win that way. You won't win by starting him.
11.5.
Not good enough.
That could be a flex.
You don't want it though. If that's your flex, you're not winning.
I mean, I'm more intrigued by the fact that it's just a pass heavy offense with a good quarterback, and that if one of those two guys does go down, then you're now looking at a wide receiver 2, basically.
Am I too low on Nyheim Hines? I'm at 51. But he also feels like a roster clogger to me. Am I ever going to be happy starting Nyheim Hines?
You might not be, but he's going to get on the field. I mean, what do the Colts have outside of Michael Pittman?
Nothing, really.
Even though...
Nothing proven.
Paris Campbell,
Zach Wilson. I think I might have drafted Zach Wilson, but it wouldn't have been. I don't even know when he's coming back. That's one of the things on the show sheet. Joe Flacco is tearing up Jets camp.
My Elijah Moore shares are very happy.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny what's going on with me here, because first we had Kenneth Walker, and then I picked Rashad Penny, who I preferred. Now we have Chase Claypool.
And George Pickens.
Yeah, I'm going to pick George Pickens, who I prefer, even in redraft. It's funny, though. This time I took the younger one.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a stud.
I know.
he will be a star.
I still only have him at 49, but I want to put him in draftable range in redraft. I'm fine. If it takes a couple weeks, it takes a couple weeks, but I don't want to miss out. I want to draft him. I don't want to rely on picking him up on waivers later.
It's not going to
I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of those players that he could have basically like Claypool's rookie year, except instead of rushing touchdowns, he's just getting receiving touchdowns, where I'm not expecting him to play or put up better stats than Deontay or anything like that. But I mean, Claypool finished, I think, as a wide receiver 2, and he did it on the back of 11 touchdowns or 10 touchdowns or something. And so, I mean, I love Pickens. I like him even in redraft this year near the end of the board, and in Dynasty, the future looks so bright. Just get that man a better quarterback in a year or two.
Yeah,
within a year or two, please.
It's gonna have to be 3 years. You got to give Pickett at least 2 years on the rookie deal. It's at least gonna happen.
Yeah,
so, you never have to.
You don't have to, but I feel like it's gonna happen.
It's not a guarantee for someone picked that late.
I think it's a guarantee, unless your Josh Rosen level's not good. So
well, anyway,
everyone's at least gotten 2 years. Recent memory, anyway.
Not that late in the round.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
Did Rosen start off the bat?
Yes.
Pretty sure,
right?
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also kind of like
Sam Bradford started a couple of games.
It did. Yeah, he did.
Jeez.
All right.
That he was.
I mean, Josh Rosen's not even the QB2 on whichever team he just went to. I think he's their
Who
QB3.
even knows what team he's on anymore?
Isn't he on like
Tampa?
Is
it still Tampa?
He went. Didn't he get traded recently?
Or I remember the joke.
I feel like I always end up with the same guys on a lot of these teams.
Wasn't his header like him on the Cardinals? His profile picture was him on the Dolphins, and like his bio was like him on the Bucks or something like that.
I went with Rachaad White.
Oh, he is on the Browns.
Yeah, he's on.
So I believe he's on the QB4, or he's the QB4. It's behind. Brissett obviously, and then also I'm pretty sure they have another guy. So it's like that's a bad career trajectory.
Yeah, his career has been really bad.
Brutal.
Ryan, you can go to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got you.
We got Jared Goff, Rachaad White.
Jared Goff's not bad value there, actually.
Yeah. I mean, any starting quarterback this late, I would say, is,
Jacoby
solid.
Myers. Kenneth Gainwell.
Joshua Dobbs. That's who the other quarterback
Joshua
is that I was thinking of.
Didn't he have a nice run like 2 days ago?
He had a few good plays in their preseason game, but like, he's a top. What, Rosen was a top 5 pick or 10 pick or whatever, right? Yeah, and it's like he's behind Brissett, and he's behind. It's like, you wish he had some type of resurgence. Oh, this guy's been sniping me left and right. Wanted a Hunt. Wanted Wilson.
Brian Robinson.
The day the brand goes.
I'm still not really into drafting Brian Robinson, though. That's the thing.
In the 12th round, running back with my RB1s and RB2s not as strong. I'll take that risk.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Mariota. Did it work? Let's go.
For the second pick.
Oh, wait. Oh, that was the second pick? Oh, no.
Can we remove that one?
I mean, yeah, if you want. Make it quick.
Oh, Ronald Jones. You can't have that.
Yeah, there's just no way. After we slandered him for the entire episode, I pick him before some of these other ones.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's looked great in camp. All the reports are glowing about him, and he's not going to overtake Terry necessarily, but that offense has a quarterback that should be able to move the ball better than the previous year or two, and we'll see. I mean, I think he's a highly talented kid coming out. Ooh, I like the Parker pick.
I thought Tyler was about to slander it. I was waiting.
I don't hate it as much. I would have taken Chark over him though.
I'm banking on the second-year leap for Mac Jones. I know it's something to bank on, but it's been historically, consistent for the most part, outside of Josh Rosen, who got dumped after his first year, but they typically have better, is it completion percentage, yards expected over attempt? Yeah, that's that advanced stat. And then passer rating usually all goes up in year 2. Big sample size.
Yeah, I mean, everything you hear again, it's like he should be taken. I will say I was not. I was.
Oh, there's Rojo.
Unimpressed with how he looked in our preseason game on Friday. It was nothing was clicking in that game for Mac. But I mean, I think I brought it up. One thing I think that's interesting is
I will say the players who were just picked, I wouldn't pick Rojo or Michael Gallup in any redraft format.
I would pick Jalen Tolbert though.
Yeah,
He's so raw. I don't really.
It's a dart throw. We're this late in the draft. It's a dart
Yeah.
throw.
There are still better dart throws.
I don't think so. I'm with
I think there are. I really think, to be honest, I think he's a waste of time.
I mean, I actually think that Noah Brown's gonna like play above him starting into the year.
I don't.
But I do think they would want to try to get him more involved. I like Njoku. I think Brissett's kind of showed throughout his career that he does target his tight ends.
Oh, there goes Watson.
And that's his only other.
This is about right in the Superflex redraft.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're on auto.
Games. Yeah, but even so.
Yeah, last 3-4 rounds seems fine.
Pick very fast. Where is he?
Isaiah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Pacheco.
Yeah, I think this is about right.
I think it's a better dart throw than Jalen Tolbert.
Absolutely. Yeah, not even close. Jamison Williams, that's another player. Don't draft him. It's going to be weeks and weeks and weeks before he's ready. Don't waste your time in a redraft, you know? Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Just don't waste your time in a redraft. In a redraft, don't take marginal players like Michael Gallup or Jamison Williams who are not going to be ready anytime soon. Like, there's just no point in doing that. Just don't.
Board is really dried up here.
Is it?
It is. Ooh. Why not? It's going to be me. If the pick ever goes through, it's going to be me. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Romeo Dubs. Yeah, he was pretty high on my list.
You gotta take chances in redraft. I mean,
he wasn't at the top of it though.
You're probably gonna end up cutting some of these guys.
He was the second highest. He was the second highest player on my list. Oh, Isaiah McKenzie. That's someone who I'm kind of interested in.
You like that one?
I don't dislike it. It's not who I would have picked, but I don't dislike it.
That's fair.
Oh,
what? My thing is just spinning on Wandale. There we go.
I like that better. I would rather have Wandale over Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna take two of Dubs, McKenzie, or Wandale, and Ryan beat me to the Dubs. So
I kind of like Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, Schrager just got me there.
Well, I was looking at his name, and guess what popped up on Sleeper? He's in the concussion protocol.
Who?
Josh Palmer.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys saw?
I didn't know that.
See
Was there
his
anything
highlights?
Else on the show sheet we didn't get to? Oh, Logan Thomas is off the pup.
I didn't even see that.
That was today. They were taking off the pup today, so I assume that means he'll play week 1. Kenny Galladay. Would I even draft Kenny Galladay here?
Yes. Yes, you would.
I think I would. I'm sorry.
Why not?
Why? I think why is more important than why not.
He's gonna get looks because of the contract. It's the 15th round. He's probably gonna get cut off my roster anyway. Within 2 weeks, he doesn't show anything.
I hear you, but I'm good.
That's your loss of 15.
I don't think it is. I think it's my loss my loss of nothing. My loss of a. Oh, there's the player I actually wanted. Julio Jones. Those are the days. This is how you know it's sad times that you're talking about potentially getting Julio Jones. Oh, wow. We're going to like who I'm going to pick here. This is really something. Where is he? Mitch Trubisky.
Money Mitch.
I actually think, like, in a super flex at 1508, if I can remember, it's redraft. Once he's benched, I can just cut him.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same to Kenny Galladay once he doesn't show anything.
Yeah, but in a super flex, who has more value? A quarterback who's actually going to start and runs, or Kenny Galladay? What is that sound?
What's going on?
Is that my phone?
No, that's the sound in the draft.
Oh. I refresh the page every time.
That's scared.
I was looking around. I thought
I would have taken Collins over Tolbert as well. Oh, Paris Campbell.
Ooh, I had him queued up.
Paris Campbell's still not on my list.
He will always be on my list.
Yeah, he's still not on my list. Kenny Pickett, Everett, Tunyon. All right. Wow, this is funny. Where is he?
Evan Ingram. I like it.
You ever thought we would see the day?
Yeah.
Where
I like it.
Evan Ingram.
Oh no, I didn't notice it was you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sold on him as a late round flyer. I just think besides Christian Kirk, there's really not too much crazy competition for targets in that offense. It's not completely out of reason that he could be the number 2 target in that offense, and that's what you want. You want a top 2 target in their offense, even if it's the Jaguars. Actually, I mean, probably is a good. Last year we had Dan Arnold putting up great, not great, okay, solid PPR showings on like no touchdowns, just like 5 for 47, and it's like, okay, he got you 10 points, boom. It's like I think Evan Ingram is better. He's more athletic, and if him and Lawrence can gain some type of connection, I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
I love the David Bell pick.
Why?
Because he's a good football player. It doesn't matter.
I don't care. A lot of tight ends.
Big Hooper guy.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, I mean, okay. Who's even left?
Right.
Zamir White is not a bad choice. He's someone I should probably put on the list.
It's crazy how much. I mean, I guess it's not that crazy, but Gus Edwards has fallen back down again so much.
Well, I don't think he's worth picking.
Yeah. I mean, seeing how Dearness Johnson, we like that in the last round. We always like
less
that.
So now that more time has passed.
Yeah.
Now that more time has passed, I like it less.
It's a 17. Most leagues don't even have 17 roster spots on redraft, so
yeah. Well,
Jimmy G's a nice pick, especially when he gets cut.
I mean, wouldn't hate him in Seattle. I wouldn't at all.
The 49ers would. That's the truth.
Well, I feel like, but if you're the 49ers, wouldn't you like want to prove a point that like, hey, our guy that we're replacing you with is better, so we don't care if we give you this game manager, we're gonna beat you.
Yeah.
Right? Shouldn't there be part of it that should say like, why should you be afraid of giving up the guy that you're replacing?
That's fair.
I never thought I'd see the day this happened.
You just take Rock?
He was the only other guy in my queue, and I just preferred Deontay Foreman instead of Eno, just because I mean Eno's in a better offense, but Deontay Foreman's actually done it at least last year, and I think they brought him in with a purpose to be the number 2 guy. Well, he did it.
There we go.
Thanks. And yeah,
anytime.
So what do we think about this redraft mock? I mean, it is interesting. There's a lot of decisions to make at the end about some of these. Like, this is like an interesting time. Like the last one, we did one 2 weeks ago where I feel like we didn't know anything. Like we didn't know anything about how these things played out. This time, I feel like things are in flux. Like things are in flux. Like the Walker Penny thing is in flux, right? Like that's in flux right now. The Chiefs backfield is still in some flux. We're not sure what's going to happen. The Cardinals backup, we don't know. How much is Dameon Pierce the starter? Is he the starter of a committee? Is he the workhorse? How do we know that? Not really. Whereas I feel like when we do the draft in 2 weeks, we'll have gone from knowing nothing to having a lot up in the air, but knowing more to 2 weeks from now, we're going to know everything. I think we're going to know everything. Like, we're going to know the answer to these questions. We're going to know if Kenneth Walker is going to play week 1. We're going to know when Jamison Williams is coming back. Is it going to be week 3? Is it going to be week 6? Is it going to be week 9? We'll have a better idea. Right now, we have no idea other than it's not going to be week 1. So we don't know the answer to that question. We don't know the Chiefs wide receivers. We don't really know who exactly what that looks like right now. We have some more information, but we don't know. We don't know who the 49ers backup is. I think it's Tyrion Davis-Price, but if it were Jeff Wilson, would you be surprised? Not really.
Reports are saying Trey Sermon. That's why I said
and if
Trey
it's Trey Sermon,
earlier.
would you be surprised? Not really, right? But
you're not surprised with who it is.
You wouldn't be surprised with any of the 3 of them. I think it's Tyrion Davis-Price, but I'm not 100% sure. Then there's a few. I mean, there's all these storylines, right? All the things I just mentioned. The top, I feel like, is more solidified. I feel like we know most of that. But in the middle, how healthy is Michael Thomas? We don't really know.
No.
So there's still a lot of balls up in the air. James Robinson. How much is James Robinson going to contribute? I feel like we don't know the answer to that. Is Isaiah Spiller really going to take over the RB2 role? Is he? We don't know. We don't know where he is in that competition. How bad is the Treylon Burks situation? How bad? I feel like we know now more than 2 weeks ago that it's not good. But how bad is it? I feel like in 2 weeks we'll know. Is he going to start week 1 or is he going to be a backup week 1? We'll know the answer to that.
I'll be trading him everywhere if he's a backup week 1.
Yeah, but how ready is Christian Watson to contribute? Is he going to be ready to play? Is he going to be ready to contribute at all? Is it going to be the kind of thing where he works in week 1, works in week 7? We don't know. So there's just there's still a lot up in the air. Like, with all of this, who is Derrick Henry's backup? I think it's Hassan Haskins, but not sure. How does the Colts wide receiver look after Michael Pittman? Is it Alec Pierce or is it Paris Campbell? We don't know. And that one, no, we don't have any more information. All we've known is that both are playing and both are seeing targets and both are doing pretty well. So we don't have any more information. So there's a lot up in the air. How serious is Elijah Mitchell's injury? That's another one. So there's just so many things still going on. And that's why we're doing 3 of these drafts: early, middle, and then late. We'll do a draft late. And next week, we're going to have a show where we're just going to talk about storylines. We're not going to limit the news. We're going to have all news. We're going to talk about every storyline. And we'll go for both Dynasty and Redraft next week. And again, I have to check with him, but I assume he can still do it. We'll have Hutch in for Conan. I'll be here with Ryan as always. But yeah, any other comments about the draft?
Honestly, don't like my team all that much.
You don't like your team.
Don't like it all that much at all. But it's always good to draft, different formats. I do have a Superflex redraft league that I do every year with some of my home friends. Whenever I do mock, I try to always get near the end. So I wanted to kind of switch it up and go the opposite. But yeah.
Nice. All right, Ryan. Here, take the draft off, by the way. Or
I heard that. Not hearing much, but I heard that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
What
about you? What about you, Ty?
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing, again, taking a little bit of a break from some of my content. Also be here like always. Patreon. There's that promotion rest of the month. You can sign up. I'll refund your August payment. I did sign the deal with Boost. That starts in a couple of weeks, and there'll be more detail about that. We're going to talk more about that. But I won't be doing any content for them unless something changes. But that's not part of the deal that I signed. And then there'll be some Twitter content throughout the season. Not as much as there was last year, but there'll still be some. And then, I think that's it. I don't think I forgot anything. Yeah.
I think so.
We're good. Just show, next week, 2 p.m. Eastern, same time. And I appreciate everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, hit the notifications bell. And I will see you all next week, where hopefully Ryan won't be frozen. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you.
Peace.